Hello there, my name is Todd Dorsey. I currently work as a career advisor at DeVry University. In this series, I'm going to teach you pretty much how to find your dream job, how to find the career that's the right fit for you. There's a couple reasons that you should even pay attention to me at all. So, number one, as I said, I work as a career advisor. Number two, I never give advice that I haven't done myself. So I strongly believe in leading from the trenches and doing what you tell other people to do and not giving bullshit advice. So another reason is I've read pretty much every single book out there, career counseling wise. So pretty much read them all. All right, so there's a couple caveats I want to cover before we get into this. So there are two things out there that I think are pretty much total bullshit. And number one is finding your dream job, and number two is doing what you love. So I'd like to kind of dispel both of these myths, more or less, before we get started. So number one, find your dream job. Total bullshit. So let's say we took you today, and we have let's say you have a dream job in mind, and we took you right now and we put you in that dream job. And then we came back to you 5 years later, it would no longer be your dream job. You will have mastered it, grown beyond it, and be ready for a new challenge. So there is no one perfect dream job out there for you. That's total garbage. At best, a job is maybe a 2 to 5 year temporary solution. So people seem to think, oh, I'll get this perfect job and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. And it's not that way. It's a temporary solution. It's like buying a new car. So people buy a new car and they're like, oh, my transportation issue is resolved. Well, not really. It's resolved for maybe 10 years. So finding the next job might be a 2 to 5 year solution. Realizing this is going to be a reoccurring theme or process that you have to go through in life is the first part of what I'm trying to impart here. Number two, doing what you love. So I really do think this is pretty dangerous advice. That's not to say that you can't find a career doing what you love, but the caveat is expecting to find one thing and stick with it for the rest of your life. So there's really a couple of things here. So first of all, there's a chance that what you do to love, what you love to do will not be able to make you a living. Example, I love playing soccer. I'm good, but I'm not good enough to earn a living off of it. Another example is, let's say you love collecting rocks. I mean, you might be able to find a job doing geology, but is someone going to pay you to collect rocks? Probably not. And here's where we get into it. It's like, if you love collecting butterflies, like, yeah, you might be able to work with butterflies, you might be able to work in an exhibit, but to actually get paid to do that one thing is pretty slim. So that's the first thing. Understanding that you're a complex person, you probably have more than one passion, and there's a chance that some of your passions you will not be able to monetize. Number two, there are people who do what they love. Writers, painters, teachers, but the issue is they're not just doing one thing. So let's say your passion is teaching. If I have you teach 5th graders for the rest of your life, you are going to hate teaching. Now, if your passion is teaching and you teach 5th graders and then you teach 10th grade, and then you teach different subjects, and then maybe you teach principals, or you teach other teachers. Here's an example of doing what you love and allowing that to progress through your life and doing different versions of it. And understanding that if you do it just again and again and again, that you will fall out of love with it. So I guess what I'm trying to impart is that you can look to do what you love, right? But it's gonna take on the form of a job. So big picture, finding what you love to do is like a calling, right? So you're called to teach. You're called to crunch numbers. There are people who just straight up fucking love numbers. They just love them. But you're going to have to take a job, right? Or start a company, but we'll just stick with taking a job. That job, so you love teaching or you love crunching numbers, is going to have you doing a specific subset of that passion, and you will fall out of love with that subset. It's unrealistic to think that you're going to have one job and you're going to love what you do forever. So I do think it's a good endeavor to try to find your passion if you're already working. If you're not working, it doesn't matter. Like you need to just get a job and get some forward momentum. Get out there, be a productive member of society, get working first, and then worry about finding your true passion. So I do have mixed feelings on it. You know, I think there are some people who can find what they love and they can do it, and I think that that may not work for a lot of people. I don't think there's a one size fits all. You know, the other thing is we said, yeah, you spend a lot of time at work, but there's a lot of life outside of work. You got personal development, you got hobbies, you have family, you have friends, and there's a lot of life outside of work. It isn't all housed in that. I think what really matters is finding something where you get in the zone. So one of the ways that people are happy is they get into flow or in the zone. Having work where you are pretty consistently getting into the zone or getting into flow is what I would really shoot for. I wouldn't say, you know, find what you love to do. I would say find something that you enjoy doing enough that you're kind of getting into the zone or into the flow. Understanding that only is going to come when you're challenged. So if you're a teacher and you're writing new curriculum, you might get in the zone. If you're teaching, you might get in the zone. If you're a number cruncher and you're tasked with a big project, you might get in the zone. But once you're no longer challenged, it's not going to happen anymore. You're going to have to find a new challenge.